Hold the door! New Game of Thrones costumes. I'm Matt Key, and this is Screen Junkies News. HBO released a new commercial today advertising their channel. And it appears winter has arrived officially in Westeros as we get our first look at some of the characters in their Season 7 costumes. Here to talk with me about this is one of our writers, Mary Risk. Hey everybody, it's Mary.
Hi guys, how you doing?
Hi Mary, how are you?
I'm good, just excited about Game of Thrones.
Oof, I know, like when I saw the news come out, I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. And then I saw the costumes, I was like, oh man, I really like this a lot more than I probably should. And
yeah.
Yeah,
well,
so.
I mean, I think it's kind of been the MO of Game of Thrones so far.
Yeah.
They keep releasing this minimalistic stuff, and then you look at it, and there are really, really big details to be seen.
Yeah.
So again, I see it, and it's like, oh, these shots are half a second long, but excited.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's dive in.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Now, I want to reiterate that this was in like an HBO commercial with a lot of their other HBO properties.
Yes.
Like Veep was in there, Silicon Valley stuff. So these are all quick shots, but a few websites and ourselves included, we decided to get screenshots of those things. So that's where this is all coming from. And we should warn you, there are hypothetical spoilers. If you're just like spoiler averse, just don't watch. Stop watching and come back after Season 7 is ended, I guess.
I think that's a good call. Solid advice.
But you're going to want to come back and watch.
You are. You're going to want to come back.
You're going to want to come back and revisit what we said that you've already learned.
Definitely.
All right, let's start basic.
Okay.
Which character stood out to you? Any surprises? Anything like that?
Ooh, I'm going to have to say right off the bat, you're looking at the Starks, mainly Aria. So, we've seen Aria really go through the ringer the last couple of seasons. She has been begging. She has been a boy. She's really not been looking her best. Oof. And to see her sort of back in this Westeros clothing, to see her with the whole northern look going on that Sansa and Jon have, it really makes me feel like the Starks are back together. Which is great.
Yeah. Well, they're all like wearing like wool, like they have like animal furs on them. Yep. Like they're the only like family of any of them that have the animal furs. And I mean, they're in the north. It makes sense, but I think you bring up a good point, like seeing the animal furs on all of them, well, except for Arya, but you've got,
Arya, you've got
Jon and you've got Sansa, Yeah, and
Jon and Bran and Sansa all have the really traditional ones. Like, and if you remember in Season 6, Sansa made the one for Jon. That was the beautiful like fur cape that had the sigil on it. That was as close as she could remember to what the Starks, what Ned was wearing.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, Sansa's done that for her siblings as well. I'm guessing she made the one for Bran. And if you look at Arya's, it actually is still fur. It's just been turned inside out. So you really have more from like a warrior standpoint too, and especially with the asymmetry of it, it's a more functional garment than you see Sansa wearing, which to me suggests that Sansa's going to let Arya be a fighter.
Well, but do you think Arya is going to make it back to Winterfell?
I don't know. I mean, I'm really hoping she does. Part of my reason for thinking this, we know she was filming scenes with Nymeria, and we know that Nymeria was in the north. So logically, if she's going to get back with Nymeria didn't cross the Narrow Sea, Arya's got to be back in the north. Oh, how exciting. So we saw the picture of Sansa earlier, and I thought she has, like, she's wearing all black. Is she, like, full on Littlefinger now? Is she, like, manipulative? Is she, like, do you think she's going to fight Jon for the throne? Like, is she turning in kind of like Praying Mantis Black Widow, sort of like? I like to think it's anyone's game with Sansa. You know, she really could be in it for Jon. She could be in it for Littlefinger, or she could be in it for herself. And she's got really powerful colors. You've got the gray and the white and the black on her. The only other character that we really see in those colors right now is Cersei. So to me, there's something about a strong female in those colors, which actually brings us to Daenerys kind of nicely. Because we're seeing Daenerys in some of the most muted colors we've seen her in since she was Dothraki Khaleesi. And, Daenerys is one of the characters that her clothing is always so reflective of what's going on with her politically. And in the show in general, in fact, you really have this, it's like whatever the royals are wearing, whatever the Lannisters are wearing, whatever the Starks are wearing, you see that trickle down to the peasants. And that's pretty historical for how clothing actually worked in the 1400s in that era. So you do see that with Daenerys, where her outfits are traditionally reflective of the political environment she's in. And what you see in these photos with Daenerys and with Tyrion is that they have taken on the political look of each other. You've got Tyrion for the first time wearing blue. He has a geometric stripe pattern, and you always saw these geometric lines on Daenerys' dresses. You have Dany for the first time wearing red, which is traditionally a Lannister color that you saw a lot of in seasons 1 and 2. It just says to me that these two characters are really bringing their political lives and their personal lives together.
So, what is her? I'm forgetting her name. Missandei.
Yes, Missandei. Yeah.
Am I saying it's Missandei, right?
Missandei. Yes, that's correct.
She also.
Yes.
Like she looks, because she's like kind of been in like, look, oh my God. Like,
oh yeah.
She's been traditionally like very much in like sort of like slave or like more servant sort of attire. But here we see her like
powerful.
Like she looks like she's a fighter. It looks like
100%.
she's been training with Grey Worm to be like, ooh, let's do this.
That would be amazing to see. And I feel like she has that power as a character.
Yeah.
So 100%. And again, you've got her sigil on there, which I think is really indicative of her power in Daenerys' reign.
Yeah, and you've got 3 dragons on her, and it looks like a dragon Ouroboros. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
The 3 dragons eating each other's tails. But then on Daenerys, you had like the 3 dragons like as the head.
Right.
And it's just like, I wonder if there's a significance there. Like, I don't know.
I think so. I think the 3 dragons in the circle, if you look at the slave collars, there was a lot of circle
interesting.
that you saw throughout kind of being used as a motif. So to me, Daenerys let her pick a symbol that is both Daenerys and her roots.
Oh, that's really smart. Yeah. All right. So we've got the Targaryens. What about Cersei?
Cersei is scaring me.
Right?
She's basically in a fancier version of last season's outfit, which just means she's like stepping up her game. Again, you've got this armored look that she has going on, up to the neck, very protected. Earlier on, you saw her in a lot of low-cut stuff. Yeah. So it's really fun to see Cersei kind of like armored up. At the end of season 6, she had legitimate like metal armor pads. Yeah. And now it's more bedazzled, it's more bejeweled, it's more befitting a queen and less a warrior. Yeah. So I think she's really getting into her stride, and maybe not in a good way. And it looks like she's got like spikes like coming out of her neck. Like you do not want to touch her. She's like in a mosh pit over there. Yeah. She's gonna burn it down. She's gonna burn the kingdom down. All right, any characters who were conspicuously missing for you? Sam. Really want to know what's going on with Sam. I love Sam.
And it's Tilly, right?
Yeah. And they got little baby Sam. And he's at the Citadel. And we know that Jim Broadbent is going to be with Sam at the Citadel. So I really want to see that happen. Excited for that.
I love Jim Broadbent.
Oh, he's just I can't wait to see him in this. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so good. I mean, there were a couple of others. Sam was definitely a big one. Melisandre and Ser Jorah. I want to see Ser Jorah. Ser Jorah. I honestly think they didn't put him in here because if they're trying the premise of what we're going with here is that they're showing you a very brief preview of who they are in this upcoming season, what their costumes look like. For all we know, they're just like, they never wear these again. We're just kind of toying with it. But if this is indeed what they look like and they're following that rule, then they can't show Ser Jorah. Yes. Because he's got the grayscale. And we would see maybe how far that's progressed. We don't want to see that. And a big thing with his character this season, and this actor has sort of been teasing this too, is whether or not he's going to die, whether or not he's going to make it. And again, showing the grayscale and showing to the level it progressed, it would give that away. That's a very good point. Yeah. So I think that's why they didn't show it. So now I should warn you, the audience, that this is the giant spoiler part. If you haven't seen any of these, no more if you don't want spoilers, but Hodor? What? Like what? What? Hold the door. Hodor. Oh my god. That was like the first big cry that I've had for Game of Thrones. Like the red and for the show. Like I had a couple cries for the book. More easily than you do, but that was a big waterworks moment, and it definitely, like, for days after, people would hold open the door for me, and I would just start crying. Yep. Did not go well. Yep. But here we've got a picture of him. We do. Now, to be fair, he's in the outfit he died in. Very fair. 100%. Very true. So I feel pretty confident that he died, but we know people can come back. But as a White Walker. Like maybe he's a White Walker. I don't want to bet anybody you, but he would look really bad White Walker. Oh my God. I swear to God, if George R.R. Martin does something like bring Hodor back as a White Walker and Bran has to do something about it, I will. That sounds like George R.R. Martin. It sounds like George R.R. Martin, and I will find his house and turn him into a White Walker. George, beware. Beware. Do not do that. Like hopefully it's just like a flashback or something. Yeah. Hopefully he's back to life, which would be like the first actual big real time
that George R. R. Martin's been like, no, he's back to life.
I mean,
with Jon Snow. But yeah.
I feel like Hodor wasn't necessarily like Red Priestess resurrection material.
Man, he should be.
But Bran's got a lot of mental abilities, so you never know where Hodor might show up.
Oh man, what if he just brings him back to life, but just like kind of like takes his like
takes over his body? I don't want to do avatars with it.
I don't want to do it. All right,
he's dead now.
So we want to know. Leave in the comments below. Hodor back? Is he back? Remember to be nice to each other and play well with others. And thanks for watching. Please click over here for all the internets and tweet us at SJ News. And make sure to subscribe to SJ News. And we'll see you the next time. Bye-bye.